Namaskar, student. I hope you are well at your place. And here I am with my first slide, that is planning of diet patient suffering from hyperthyroidism and goiter. A diet which contains different type of food possessing the nutrients like carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamin, minerals, and water in a proportion to meet the requirement of the body. Balanced diet achieved by eating variety of food. There is no single food with correct amount of all essential nutrients. Eating a balanced diet requires a certain amount of knowledge and planning. The basic composition of balanced diet is highly variable as it is differs from country to country depending on the availability of food and their food habits, social and cultural habits, economic status, age, sex, physical activity of the individual largely influence in the intake of their diet. Now, iodine. The functions of iodines are they are the constituent of hydroxine and triiodothyroxine. Deficiency causes cretinism, goiter, myxedema. RDA for the iodine are 150 to 200 micrograms, and sources of iodine is iodized salt. It is the common salt that is fortified with iodine, and along with that, seafood. First, we discuss about goiter. The patients with IDD, that is iodine deficiency disease, most commonly present with goiter. Patient may complaints of compressive symptoms such as hoarseness, shortness of breath, cough, dysphagia. Now, cretinism. Cretinism is the most extreme manifestation of IDD. Cretinism can be divided into neurologic and myxedematous subtypes. Both conditions can be prevented by adequate mental, maternal and childhood iodine intake. Treatment of iodine deficiency. Correction of an individual iodine deficiency should be instituted at a level recommended by WHO, that is World Health Organization. In a non-pregnant adult, 150 micrograms per day is sufficient for normal thyroid function. Consultation with an endocrinologist should be considered when the etiology of thyroid abnormalities is unclear. Thyroxine indicated more patients with compressive symptoms of a large goiter. At a population level, iodine deficiency disorder can be prevented by the iodization of food products or the water supply. In practice, it is usually achieved by iodization of salt. An alternative in some developing countries has been the periodic injections of iodized soy oil supplements. So now you have to plan a diet which with for the patients of suffering from thyroid disease. Thank you. Namaskar, student. Myself, Dr. Namaskar, student. Myself, Dr. Kirti Joshi, Assistant Professor, Food and Biotech Department. Today's session is about planning of diet for ARF patient. ARF means acute renal failure patients. The diagnostic citation for ARF is an abrupt within 48 hours reduction in kidney function defined as an absolute increase in the serum creatinine level of at least 0.3 mg per dl, or 50% increase in the serum creatinine level, or a documented urine output of less than 0.5 ml per kg per hour for more than 6 hours. Causes of ARF include systematic shock due to a sudden loss of blood supply to the kidney from tumor, surgical complications, or sepsis, exposure to a nephrotoxic chemical or drug, staphylococcal infection. ARF causes nutritional imbalance including acidosis, hyperkalemia, hyperphotonatremia, fluid disturbance, impaired glucose utilization, protein catabolism, accumulation of metabolic waste, and a rapid decrease in urine output. Patients who have ARF should receive a comprehensive nutrition assessment to identify nutritional diagnosis and close monitoring to ensure that nutritional care outcomes and goal of therapy are achieved. The nutritional intervention should be based on an individualized patient assessment and identified nutritional diagnosis. Nutrition interventions should complement medical management strategies such as CRRT to optimize the patient's treatment response. Patients who have AKI are hypermetabolic and hypercatabolic as a result of neurohormonal response associated with acute injury. The primary goal of medical nutrition therapy are to provide adequate protein, energy, and nutrients and to minimize malnutrition. Energy. Individual based on level of care or indirect calorimetry use 25 to 30 kilocalorie per kg of acute body weight as an estimation of energy requirements. Energy expenditure or requirement will depend on the patient's stress level, acuity level, and nutritional stress status and should include the energy obtained from CRRT. Protein without dialysis or catabolism provides 0.8 to 1.2 gram per kg of acute body weight. In the presence of catabolism, provide 1.2 to 1.5 gram per kg of acute actual body weight. CRT can remove amino acids and proteins. Therefore, a minimum protein intake of 1.5 gram per kg of recommended body weight per day is suggested. If CRRT is frequently used, the protein requirement may be higher. Sodium. Sodium intake should be 2000 to 3000 milligrams per day based on the patient's blood pressure and the presence of edema. During the diuretic phase, replace sodium losses based on urinary output, edema, renal replacement therapy, and serum sodium levels. Potassium. Provide 2000 to 3000 milligram per day of potassium. During the diuretic phase, replace potassium losses based on urinary volume serum and urinary potassium levels, renal replacement therapy, and drug therapy. Phosphorus. Provide 8 to 15 milligram per kg of phosphorus, closely monitored to phosphorus level of patients who receive renal replacement therapy. Calcium. Maintain serum level of calcium within normal range. Closely monitor the calcium level of patients who receive renal replacement therapy. Fluids. The daily fluid intake should be 500 ml plus the volume of urine output. The fluid intake also depends on the serum and urinary sodium level. Total fluid output, including urine, the type of dialysis, vitamin and mineral supplementation, individual supplementation based on laboratory values, documented deficiencies, and the type of renal replacement therapy. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 JV University. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment section. Thank you. Namaskar student. Myself, Dr. Kirti Joshi, Assistant Professor, Food and Biotech Department. Today's session is about planning of diet for CKD patient. CKD means chronic kidney disease patient. Chronic kidney disease is a result of the progressive deterioration of kidney tissues during several months or years as scar tissue is substituted for variable kidney tissues. Patients who have lost 85% or more of their kidney function have stage 5 CKD and require maintenance, renal replacement therapy or dialysis or renal transplantation. Albumin. The presence of acute or chronic inflammation limits the specificity of albumin and other acute phase hepatic proteins as nutritional markers in CKD. The normalized protein catabolic rate may be a better marker of nutritional status in the CKD patient who receives renal replacement therapy. Lipids. Increased lipid levels are associated with the accelerated cardiovascular disease in patients who have renal failure. Cardiovascular disease is responsible for approximately 50% of all deaths in dialysis patients. Dialysis patients commonly have increased level of total cholesterol, very low density lipid cholesterol and triglycerides, and decreased level of high density lipoprotein in cholesterol. Potassium, hyperkalemia, which is a potassium level greater than 5.5 m equivalent per liter, is potentially life-threatening and may precipitate cardiac arrest if not treated. When hyperkalemia occurs in patients who have chronic renal failure, it is usually caused by oliguria, 24 hours urine output. Sodium. The evaluation of serum sodium levels must always include the patient's hydration status. Hypernatremia can be caused by excessive water loss through diarrhea and vomiting or dehydration, and aggressive diuretic therapy without sodium restriction. Calcium. In CKD, calcium absorption decreases, secondary to the normal metabolism of vitamin D. Hyperphosphatemia also leads to decreased serum calcium levels, which contribute to secondary hyperthyroidism and renal osteodystrophy. This session powered by Digital Version 2.0 JV University. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comments section. Thank you.